civil centrist saints. Welcome. Today we are talking about an extreme on one side or the other of the political spectrum. This one is called the Great Replacement Theory. So this is going to be a two-part video. This first video, I'm going to talk about what the Great Replacement Theory is, where it's found, like on the political spectrum, far right, far left, etc., and who is talking about it, where we're hearing about it. And then the third part is, why is this extreme harmful? So we'll talk about those three things today. In the next video, we'll talk about the history of the Great Replacement Theory, what the LDS Church has said about it, if anything, and how we can be civil centrist saints when we talk to people about this extreme and why it's dangerous. So the reason that I actually named this channel Civil Centrist Saints is to remind me to be civil in my conversations. I tend to get a little worked up when people are super extreme in saying that, well, I'm LDS and so I have to believe this thing, or you can't be LDS if you're a liberal, or whatever it is. It drives me crazy. So I'm trying to be more civil in how I talk to people. So that's mostly for a reminder for me. So in that second video, we'll talk about that. So what is the Great Replacement Theory? I've put this screenshot up it's a small snippet of an article that I'm going to post down below. So you are welcome to read the whole article. It's got a lot more detail than I am able to share in this video, written by people much smarter than me. But basically, the idea is welcoming immigration policy, or open borders, as a lot of people like to call it, is a conspiracy to try to change the population from the general population. So here in America, these white Christian nationalists, we'll get into white Christian nationalism another time, but white Christian nationalists will say, well, our population is supposed to be white and Christian, and that's the way to be an American here. And so if we have open borders, or if we welcome all people, it is on purpose to change our electorate into more brown people, into more non-Christian people, and that is going to replace us, white Christian people, and that is a bad thing because it's changing the electorate and it's changing what America means. They have the same kind of theory in Europe in several places, Spain, France, I can't remember other specifics, where a lot of Muslim people have moved in. Kind of the same idea. Well, we're changing this from a white Christian country into a Muslim country, and that somehow that is a bad thing, and that is a conspiracy. It's on purpose to replace us. That's the Great Replacement Theory. So that is what it means. So where is the Great Replacement Theory found on the political spectrum? So it is far right, or alt-right, alternative right. It's kind of hard for me to define the difference between those because there's definitions everywhere. So I would call it far right or alternative right, so super conservative. Who is talking about this? This is conservative commentators, famous conservative commentators, especially it started with Tucker Carlson. And then we saw people like Charlie Kirk jump on board. And they would say many, many times, they say, it's not a theory. It's just reality. It's not a theory. It's just truth. It's just fact. So that's where we're seeing it, is alt-right, far-right, conservative commentators. So why is this bad? Why is this extreme, harmful, or dangerous? All right, so let's take a little thought experiment here. Let's say that you are a young conservative and you're watching these men that you look up to, and they are talking about the religious freedom, and they're talking about not believing in abortion and believing in the traditional family, all things that most LDS people would agree with. And you're thinking, yes, I finally found somebody to look up to. But then, just like Satan does, he brings in these great things, and then he either adds on an extreme or he twists it in a way. So then you're watching, and then you start to believe, oh, we're being replaced as white Christians. We're going to lose our nation we're not going to be truly American anymore. I want to be a patriot. Okay. And then your mind starts getting a little twisted. And this great replacement theory has actually been shown to have led to these thoughts have led to mass shootings, have led to other violence, a lot of threatening violence to people from Mexico, to people with black skin, to Muslims, right? And in that article that I posted, or that I will post down below, it goes into some of those horrible acts of violence against people who maybe don't believe what we believe or who don't look like us. And it's because these young people will start to believe, I am being a patriot by doing my part, by taking out a certain part of these people who are trying to replace us and make us not so American. And we actually see this, we actually have seen this on the DHS, the Department of Homeland Security website, even, where they have said, we will have our home again. And the idea being, if it's not our home, if we have brown people and black people and people who aren't Christian here. And that's just, it's racist and it's white supremacist, it's anti-immigrant, which is really not what we believe here in America, and also not what we believe as LDS people. So that's why it's dangerous. Okay, follow for part 2, where we're going to go into what the LDS Church has said, the history of this, and how we can talk civilly about it.